Recording is started, so you're good to go.
Okay. I would like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Angelia Bills, Chair, Justin Randall, Vice Chair. The Department of Planning staff members are Mel Wilson, Debbie Nesbitt, Abby Freudel, Ashra Mithra Mathalaka, and Gretchen Arnold. Also on the call is John Burford from the County Counsel's Office. First, I would like to offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, December 14th, 2022. The board hereby takes official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974, as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974, as amended. Next, I would like to call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of November 30th, 2022.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Is there a second? That's me. I second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. This meeting is conducted as a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record and present technical advice to the board if needed. The petitioner will be unmuted, state their name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may also ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To do so, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before a call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote. At that time, the discussion has ended. No further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. Since there are only two members at this time, if the board's vote is split 1-1, the request will be deemed denied. If a variance is approved, the petitioner has 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. This must be done within 30 days of the decision. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioner.
All right. 100-22, David Helmer is requesting an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of replacing a deck and stairs at 3541 Lakeview Heights Drive, maintaining a side yard of 6 feet in lieu of 10 feet as required by the R3 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and PEU Ordinance 19,014. And David, give me 1 second here. David, you're unmuted to present to the board.
Oh, great. Thank you, you all. Happy holidays in advance. I am not seeing my own face on this, but I guess I don't need to, right? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get my deck built. I'm an original member of this subdivision, had this house built in 2001. And the deck has been there since that time. I'll show you a picture of what I currently have. Actually, it's not letting me. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's from the side yard. And there's a lot of common ground here because as you saw from that previous picture, my house backs up to common ground, which is the lake in the back. That's what the deck is facing. And to the side, there's a path. That path runs 12 feet wide and then it's also got boulders on either side. So when I bought the house, like I said, I paid a $16,000 lot premium for it, and I sodded everything. And it's essentially my yard. I'm not able to show my pictures. I don't know why.
I
Are
can
you
make you
just
the person.
are you just replacing the existing deck?
Yeah, that's it. I'm replacing the existing deck, which is a cedar deck. It's 21 years old, starting to rot and fall apart. And I'm going to replace it with a composite, which is TimberTech. And it's going to be really nice. It's going to have lights on the posts and all that kind of stuff. Going to add value to the property.
Is it going to be the same size?
Yeah, it's the same size, the same footprint, everything.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm
Did you
good.
have any more?
Can you, can you tell me how I can get my pictures on here?
Oh, no,
We're-
you're
we're-
fine.
You're fine.
We're
Yeah,
good.
we can, so
Yeah.
we went out to the site and do have photos, up on the screen,
Yeah,
for them to see the deck in its current condition as is.
Yeah.
okay, okay.
So,
We have
so
no
it's
further-
going to be torn out and everything is going to be replaced. Going to start brand new, but again, the exact same size, same footprint.
Okay, perfect. Is there anyone in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands, so at this time, I'm gonna mute the petitioner.
Hearing none, 100-22, I move to approve the variances advertised, the hardship being the need to update the deck. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, none opposed, the motion passes.
Alrighty. 101-22, Phil Davis is requesting an exception to the front yard regulations and lot coverage requirements to allow the construction of a 30-foot by 24-foot detached garage, which will be more than half of the footprint of the home at 7753 Fleta Street, maintaining a front yard of 7 feet in lieu of 20 feet along Seth Avenue, and a lot coverage of 12.5% in lieu of 7%, as required by Section 4 of the R5 Residence District Regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. And Cameron, I'm going to unmute you, but I also do see the homeowner on. Would you both like to be unmuted for that?
Yes, ma'am, please.
All right. Philip, you're also unmuted.
Great, thank you. Cameron, if you like, I'll start.
Sounds good.
Okay. Good evening, folks, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and I'll wish you all a happy holidays as well. My wife and I just recently moved into the property at 7753 Fleta. We have one child that lives with us, which means 3 cars. Parking is severely limited on Fleta Street and on Seth as well. The side that faces our property is actually no parking. In addition to that, we're looking for additional space for my workshop and for office as I do work from home. The plan is to move or build the garage as seen in the drawing that's presented, and it will be as close to the house as possible. And architects have been contracted to make sure that the look and feel of the garage blends in with the house. This will provide additional space for our parking, open up parking on Fleta. And there you can see my daughter's car. And then also give us some additional space for working.
I guess in addition to the comments that Mr. Davis has made, the corners of Seth, Fleta, as well as Seth and Genesta are bus stops for the neighborhoods. So reducing street congestion by being able to park off the street, off of Fleta, as well as off of Seth, which is already designated no parking. It again will relieve street congestion. and make the use of the streets by the bus as well as other residents there a lot more user friendly, if you want to say. Um, so that's why we were petitioning for the variance. And I also think that the lot coverage is also closer to 8% versus 12. Our building is 30 by 24 as mentioned. As far as the lot coverage, there is, as seen on the photograph, an existing building that's 10 by 12. So the combination of both of those puts us at 840 square feet in comparison to a lot size of 6,750 square feet. So it really puts us a little bit closer to 8% versus 12. And from all of our projections, it doesn't present any type of nuisance for the neighborhood.
Justin, do you have any
Um,
questions? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Angelia. Just so you guys are aware, where they're proposing the shed would be in between this barbecue pit and the garage is going to face, or is proposed between the shed and the barbecue pit, and the garage will front the street to the left, which is Seth Avenue, which you saw, and they are wanting to keep the shed in the back that you're seeing.
And what is the hardship for this?
I guess the hardship would be that it relieves street congestion. But again, because those corners are school bus stops for the neighborhood, and with the additional 3 vehicles parked, especially on the corner of Fleta and Seth, as well as Genesta, uh, being able to park off street is going to again, you know, provide more accessibility for the residents as well as children. Um, Catching the bus there, as well as provide a more safe and secure place for the residents to park their own personal belongings, their own vehicles off of the street.
Justin, did you have any other questions?
I don't have any questions. I mean, is, you know, what's the size of the house on this one? It said it's over the 50%.
Yeah, the house here is a 2-story home, and I think according to the existing codes or bylaws, uh, the only square footage that's accounted in that number is a single floor, and I think it puts it a little above 1,000 square feet. I don't know exactly what that number is. Of course, a home is 2-story, but the numbers only include the lower level of that house as far as that footprint. And the combination of our proposed building plus the existing shed that is there, that is used for housing all of the lawn equipment and everything else that comes along with home ownership. The combination of both of those buildings is what puts us over the threshold. Uh, but again, we're looking at 840 square feet uh, total lot coverage for both of the buildings, the proposed building as well as the existing 10 by 12 shed that's photographed.
Debbie, you're muted. It looks like you're talking.
Hang on, Debbie, you're still muted.
Is that better?
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. The lot is 6,750 square feet. The shed and the proposed garage comes to 840 square feet. So that does make it 12.5% lot coverage.
It's 12. Okay.
I did not calculate what is permitted, what is permitted. I just calculated what the lot coverage would be with both buildings.
And so the new garage, how many cars is how much space is it going to be in the new garage?
It's enough space. It's enough space for the parking of two garages. I'm sorry. It's enough space for the parking of two cars. Uh, there is an office space that is attached to this garage, which is just a spillover space from the house for workshop, work activities. Our homeowner here uh, is a person that works from home. So this will be to just basically some spillover space, office space / storage space for the residents, but it is a non-commercial use, just an additional office space for him, but it's not going to be used in any form for commercial activities. And I guess to answer your question, the garage again is 30-foot wide by 24 feet deep, which gives us a total square footage of only 720 square feet.
There a possibility that you could tear down the shed and bring it closer into compliance?
Well, we were actually trying to keep the shed. Again, both of these, and I don't know if I'm figuring this wrong, but on the lot size, we're looking at 50 feet by 135, which is 6,750,
Mhm.
and I divide that by 840.
No,
Is
you divide 840 by 6750
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
get
I'm
the
sorry.
lot coverage.
Okay, so that's a 12% that we're looking at. Um, uh, we really don't want to reduce or lose the shed again, because that's where all of the lawn equipment plus all everything that's used for the home. So if we lost that shed, it kind of creates the clutter space back in our new garage, and that's why we were hoping to be able to keep them both.
Does the homeowner have a business?
No, ma'am.
No, I do not. I am a service delivery manager for Ascension Health, and I work virtually. Right now, my office is set up in our front room, and my wife informs me we have furniture coming for the front room at the end of the year, and I got to get out. So, yeah. So it would purely be for personal use and for work use.
Justin, do you have any more questions?
No, I'm good.
Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
Do you want to ask Ms. Jax if she wanted to,
Yeah, that's
just
what
in
I'm.
case she can't find the.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Miss Jax, was there anything you wanted to comment on for this petition?
I was just wondering if it was going to interfere with my driveway.
Oh, this shouldn't interfere with any other driveways of adjacent properties. Our driveway for the proposed building will approach and exit onto Seth, and that will come directly from the proposed garage. If you look closely at the picture on the screen now, uh, you can see the existing gate that opens to the backyard. That is the location of the driveway. Our driveway again is 16 foot long, and or 16 feet wide, I'm sorry, and it's going to again approach and exit onto Seth, so it will not interfere with any other driveways. Um, we also have already started some tree work just to clean up the site in the property. The tree that is visible, or there was a tree visible to the left-hand side of the gate. That tree has already been removed, so it's going to accentuate the lot more than it will detract from it. And again, it won't interfere with any other existing garages or driveways in that section.
Okay.
So when I look at the map, Ms. Jax, it appears that it's proposed basically opposite your driveway.
That's what I thought when I looked at that picture.
there anyone else in favor or opposition?
I don't see anybody else, so at this time I'm gonna mute all the respondents. Give me 1 second here. All right, they're all muted.
Justin, it's yours.
Yeah, is it 101?
101. Yep.
I'm struggling to find a hardship on this one. Doesn't meet the front yard setback, it doesn't meet size requirements. I guess if they would build this onto the house, would it be a problem?
The lot coverage would not be applicable, and the oversized accessory structure interpretation would not be applicable, but it may, you know, the
The
setbacks might still not be met if it were attached.
Okay, so for case 101-22,
I second that. Or denying it as well. Oh, all those in favor of opposition, say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Alrighty. 102-22. Brendan Platt is requesting an exception to both side yards and rear yard regulations for the purpose of replacing a retaining wall at 107 Humboldt Court, maintaining a side yard of 1 foot in lieu of 6 feet and a rear yard of 1 foot in lieu of 15 feet, as required by the R2 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and PEU Ordinance 13,338. And Stephen, I see you're on the call, so let me unmute you real quick. Stephen, you're unmuted.
Okay, thank you. We are requesting the variance for the retaining wall. It's an existing wall. As far as I can surmise, it was put in when the developer developed the area so that the neighbor to the northeast, looks like it's number 34, so they would have a backyard. The retaining wall is partially on their lot, partially on our client's lot. And it failed. It's as old as the subdivision, the house, and in all the rains and everything over the summer, it failed, so it has to be replaced. We are going to move everything onto the Platts property. And the hardship is that because of the nature of the wall, we're doing a modular block retaining wall, and the size of it, it's 9-10 feet tall. The geogrid, which holds it in place, has to be approximately 8 feet long. And so if we were to get it out of the easement and out of the setbacks, there wouldn't be enough room to have the wall properly installed per the engineer.
So you're basically putting it in the same spot that it was in before?
Where it started on the neighbor's property and then went quite a bit into the not quite a bit, a foot or two into the neighbor's property, and then jogged over and went on the Platts property. So we're moving everything onto the Platts property.
I don't have any questions.
I don't either. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see anybody, so at this time I'm going to mute the petitioner. They're muted.
Okay. 102-22, I vote to approve the variance as advertised, and the hardship just being the need to upgrade the retaining wall.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
All right, and that's all we had for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a Merry Christmas.
Okay,
week.
yeah,
See
Merry
ya.
Christmas to you all and talk to you all next year, right? Okay, take care. I'll come by and get my cup tomorrow.